Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Will Dodd, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a basic castle in Tinkercad. So the first thing I want to do, as always, is change this crazy title right here, and I'm just going to turn it into Dodd's Castle. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a box and pull it out and place it on my work plane. And I almost forgot, I want to get a ruler too. And with my box, I'm going to turn it into a wall that is going to be used in my castle. So I'm going to take the length from 20 and turn it into 50. The width, I'm going to turn that into 5. We're going to make it a skinny wall. And we're going to leave it at a height of 20 millimeters. All right, so that's the wall. Now I want 4 of these walls. So what I'm going to do in order to get 4 of these walls is I'm going to select the wall that I just made, and then I'll press Control D. What that does is duplicates my wall, but it doesn't look like it duplicated my wall. The reason is because the duplicates are occupying the same space in my work plane. So if I press the arrow button on my keyboard, you can see I just pulled out another wall there. Now I'm going to go ahead and do Control D again to get a 3rd wall, and Control D again to get a 4th wall. Now what I want to do is arrange these walls here into the shape of a square. So to do that, what I'm going to do is click this 2nd wall here, and you see this curvy arrow? I'm going to use that to rotate my wall. So you can see 0 degrees right here. I'm going to type 90 degrees. And that actually rotated my wall 90 degrees. Now, I'm going to move this wall. I'm going to click on it again. Use my arrow keys to move it. And just line it up square with the first wall that I made. So there we go. Now, I'm going to click on this 3rd wall here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to click this little curvy arrow. It says 0 degrees, but I'm going to click on that and type 90 degrees. And now I'm going to use my arrow keys again to move this wall. Kind of square it up with the other walls. All right. And so I have an empty box that's going to turn into my castle. So those are my castle walls there. Next, I'm going to zoom in just a little. I'm going to use a cylinder to create my towers. Now, my tower size, I'm going to turn the width and length of this cylinder to 10. And I'm going to make the height 40 millimeters. Here we go. All right, so I've got a tower here, and I'm going to drag it directly into the corner of my walls. And I can just duplicate that same tower by pressing Control D. And again, it doesn't look like it duplicated anything, and the reason is because those 2 cylinders are occupying the same space. So if I press my arrow key, we'll actually separate those 2, and I've got 2 towers. All right, so now I'm going to duplicate this tower again and use my arrow keys once again to move that tower to a corner of my wall. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one again. Control D, duplicated the tower, and I'm moving it to the corner again. And so now I have walls and towers. So I want to put a geometric shape up on top of each one of these towers. So what I'm going to do is go down. I'm going to put a cone up on top of each one of these towers. And I'm going to leave the cone shape the same. I'm not going to resize anything. But what I do need to do is get this cone elevated high enough to fit on top of this tower. So the tower is 40 millimeters tall. So what I need to do is click on my cone. Right here where it says 0, that's my elevation. I'm going to click on that and type in 40 millimeters. That's going to raise up my cone high enough to fit on top of my tower. I'm going to drag my cone and place it directly over my tower. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just kind of shimmy it around up top there. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this cone again by pressing Control D and use my arrow keys to put that tower up top put the cone up on top of the next tower. And again, I'm going to duplicate this cone use my arrow keys again to move that shape. I'm going to do that one more time to get a cone on top of the last tower. So I'm going to press Control D. This time it put my cone way out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm going to use my arrow keys to guide it back over to the top of that tower. It looks like we're doing pretty good. All right, so the final thing that we want to add to our castle is we want to cut a door in the front of the castle. So I'm going to go down and get a rounded roof. And I'm going to drag this out. Let's see, I'm going to rotate around to the front here. And I'm just going to push that into my wall. Now that just looks like a rounded roof shoved through a rectangular shaped wall. But what we want to do is turn this into a hole so that it actually cuts through the wall. Now what I can do at this point to get that hole to actually cut through the wall is I can select everything in my design and press group. Excuse me. And there we go. It makes it one solid piece, but it's all one color. So what I can do at this point is click solid and then go down and click multicolor. And there we go. I've got my basic castle. All right. I will see you in the next video.